Hi there. I just thought I would do a talk. Maybe it's better putting a picture like this up than putting a COVID-19 picture or something. Um, I don't know. Maybe their computers or something, whatever thing that works out what you're talking about. Um, maybe this might be better. Because yesterday I got my talk taken down from YouTube. When I'm saying everything that's true, I make sure that I'm saying everything that's true, because I know there's people out there that there's a lot of trolls that actually they actually know what they're talking about, even though they're trolls, even though they're idiots, and they'd be quick to say something. So I make sure that I know what I'm saying. And so yeah, it's all facts, but YouTube and the massive platforms on the internet, most of them stay in the same area. It's in America, I believe. And the internet giants, Facebook, Google, Twitter, YouTube, all part of the same thing. Instagram as well, and they all, in their minds, I think, whoever runs them, I think they think that they own the internet, but they don't own the internet. I remember, I'm not too old, but I remember when the internet was getting bigger in the 90s, and there wasn't Facebooks and there wasn't these things, and it was a cool situation. Everybody liked it, because it was a cool situation, right? Everybody felt they were a part of something. But then, after that, years later, this system thought that they would try to control everything. And yesterday when I was doing my talk, it got taken down. I was talking about lots of different things. I was talking about, politicians, how I don't know how anyone can even listen to a politician. They're just idiots. Anyone can see that. You can see by looking at these people that these people have been brought up by crazy people. Because you don't get that crazy unless you're brought up by a crazy person anyway. And they're just delusional people. They're crazy people. These narcissists. And anyone with a functioning brain can see that. And this is the reason why I don't vote. But I was thinking when I got up this morning, when I woke up, I thought to myself, I was thinking about the protests. They're 30,000 or something. What's going to happen once it's like 1 million? What's going to happen then? What's going to happen once it's billions? You see, and the power of the system gets less and less and less and less. You see, when that protest started, it was only a few people, and now it's like 30,000. This is in Britain. So the thing is, the power does belong to the people. It's just about the people taking their power back. And that's why do you think these psychopaths? How do you think Bill Gates predicted COVID-19 before it even existed? Because they planned it. It's pretty simple. These people, they plan it all. And that's how they predict it. It's pretty common sense, isn't it? But obviously their plan is to get you vaccinated. This is what David Icke said 30 years ago. He spoke about the cashless society. He spoke about because I've watched his concerts from 30 years ago. And he basically spoke about how they'll want to turn everything to one system, a one world government. And you're hearing this all the time about better together, and that's just a mind game they're playing with you so that we all have one world government. Because it's easier to control a society if they're all governed by one system. That's what the smart grid is. The smart grid is that one world system. That's what that is. And if you look at China, you know, the way China is, that's how they're trying to push the rest of the world. That's what they're trying to make the rest of the world as. But the problem is, people are a lot of people that aren't so fearful are waking up, and that's why there's massive protests. And what the police are doing in Britain, there's videos on YouTube. The police in Britain are actually going to protest and try to cause trouble. It's pathetic. It's really pathetic. And I think that this is what they want. They want to defund the police so that they can bring in the army. You see? That's what I think they're wanting. So they want them causing trouble, so people demand more defunding of the police, so they can bring in the military. But it doesn't matter what they bring in. If you've got enough people on your side, if you've got the majority of the masses not complying with the system, that's what I'm saying. It's all good protesting, and it brings people together. But what's really going to change things is through changing yourself. Because what this planet needs is healing. And the only people that have healed themselves, that have gotten to the next stage of development for humanity, are the ones that have had the spiritual awakenings. And that's what we all need to do. That's the next level of the human process, the evolvement, is to get to the fifth dimension. And how do you do that? Well, how did I do it? Well, I sat down one day and I had enough. I authentically meant it, and I started going through an awakening. So I realized. So that means is that once you decide you've had enough, you'll start looking within automatically. Right? Unless you go and kill yourself, and some people choose that option as well. You know, it's a choice at the end of the day. You know, slavery is a choice, freedom is a choice, everything's your choice. If we all choose to not comply, then what are they supposed to do about it? You know, they need police officers to do all this stuff. Surely police officers must be thinking in their heads, in their tiny little brains, in this situation just now, that this is wrong. There must be. And when that does happen, they'll start speaking to each other. And if you start getting police officers leaving, you see, this is going to turn very bad for the system. It really is. Why do you think they're like deleting someone like me off YouTube and threatening to kick me off for a week? I mean, I've only got 54 followers on YouTube. If that's telling you how scared they are of information getting out there. They think, the system really believes that someone like me could cause them damage. And that tells you how frightened they are of people waking up. But waking up, to wake up, it means to spiritually awaken. And it's all within you. You know, it's spoken about in the Heart Math Institute. It's all within your heart area. Right? You just have to start living from there. And that's what happens when you spiritually awaken. I automatically did that. I didn't know what I was doing, but that's what I was doing. And you start to live from that space, and then you start to know the way. instead of being driven by fear, the people that are telling you to mask up and everything, like I said yesterday in that talk I did, they're the same people that were panic buying. They're the same pathetic sheeple that were out there taking everything from the shops, and now they're trying to tell you that they care about you, that they care about saving lives. They couldn't give a shit about anyone else but themselves. This is the truth. This is the thing about them people. Like that bus driver I had the other day, that moron, just repeating what Nicola Sturgeon says. And that's the thing, when you're telling other people to wear masks, you're just repeating what politicians are saying. I remember Dr. John Campbell. I started watching him, then I realised he was just a stereotype doctor. And he wasn't an expert. But, you know, when he was asked about masks a few months ago, he didn't say much about them. And I saw a video the other day, I didn't watch it, but it was titled something like, "Wear a mask to protect yourself." So he's just changed his tune because he's following the narrative, and the narrative doesn't come from doctors, it comes from the politicians, right? And that's why real experts like Dr. Buttar, who have their own clinic, them kind of doctors that have healed cancers and different things like that. Dr. John Campbell isn't in that league, but them kind of doctors, them experts, get deleted. You see, that's the thing. They get deleted because they're not following the narrative. You see, and like I say, the people that make up the narrative is the politicians. It's your Nicola Sturgeons, it's your Boris Johnsons, those kind of people. And these kind of people, you look at them, you know, they're just crazy people, crazy power-hungry people that probably never thought in their life that they would get this kind of power. And this is what you see, what you get when you get power-hungry people that finally get some power that they never thought they'd have. You know, they go crazy with it. That's what you get. And so what we've got to do is to start realizing that these people, just look at them. You know, they don't care about you, and stop voting, stop being part of that, and go against it. That doesn't mean be violent. It means, because violence is what they use. But to be anti-system, to be anti-government, is to do something that they wouldn't do. Like, what's the opposite of violence? Non-violence. What's the opposite of fear? Love. So you do those two things, which is opposite of the system. That's how you really be anti-government. Right? That's why the Buddhists talk about silence. There's a conspiracy against people that are silent. Silence is when you're in silence. That's when you're meditating, right? That's when you're evolving at the highest level possible. That's when you've got all your insights. So silence isn't the enemy. If everyone was silent, what are they supposed to do? Imagine if everyone was silent, not doing what they're told, the majority. Well, the system would crack up because they wouldn't be able to control them. It would be something they've never seen before. But I'm just going to leave it there. I hope this talk doesn't get taken down. But thank you very much for watching. For latest updates and talks like this, etc., please do visit my website at www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you for watching and listening.